Good evening. Today's title of the topic is Vedic Astrology Secrets. Will you settle abroad? A complete tutorial on foreign settlement. Many people are very curious to know the same. Are you destined to live overseas? Vedic astrology offers a detailed roadmap. Here is what to look for in your birth chart when assessing the potential for foreign settlement. Vital points for overseas settlement. The fourth house. This house represents your home and sense of domestic happiness. For a successful move abroad, the fourth house and its lord must be afflicted. This affliction pushes you away from your native residence. The 8th and the 12th houses. The 8th house signifies travel across the seas, while the 12th house represents foreign countries. For a long-term stay, these houses and their lords must be free from affliction. Afflictions here can prevent you from settling and finding happiness abroad. The fourth house from the 8th and the 12th houses. For true happiness in a foreign land, the fourth house of happiness and residence from both the 8th and 12th houses must be unafflicted. Rahu, the significator. Rahu naturally signifies foreigners and foreign lands. For a quality life abroad, Rahu should be strong and unafflicted in your birth chart. The connection between houses. For those moving for work or study, there must be a strong connection between the 5th house, education, or 9th house, higher education, the 10th house, profession, and the 8th or 12th houses, overseas settlement. 8th house is for overseas, and 12th house is general foreign countries, foreign land, or foreigners. Without this link, a long-term stay becomes difficult. Survival abroad. Your ability to earn a living in a foreign country is crucial. The 10th house, profession, must be connected to either the 8th or 12th houses or their respective lords. Without this link, you may have to rely on support from your home country. A note on overseas versus foreign countries. It is vital we must understand the difference between overseas and abroad. In Vedic astrology, overseas and foreign have distinct meanings. Overseas countries. These are nations located across the seas from your home country and are governed by the 8th house. For example, for a person from India, countries like the USA, Russia, and even Sri Lanka are considered overseas because travel in these countries involves crossing the sea, including the European countries. Wherever the crossing of sea is involved, it is governed by the 8th house and the 8th lord. Foreign countries, these are any nations other than your own. Travel to these places may or may not involve crossing the sea, and they are governed by the 12th house. 12th house is the general house of foreign countries. Foreign Indian native countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, or China are foreign, but not necessarily overseas, since crossing of seas doesn't arise for visiting to these countries from India. A deeper consideration. It is important to note that a permanent move to a foreign country can sometimes be an indicator of passing away in a land other than your birthplace. These are the fundamental principles to consider when analyzing a horoscope for foreign settlement. Putting theory into practice. Now that we have covered the astrological principles, let us apply them. We'll examine a horoscope to see how these conditions manifest and determine the potential for foreign settlement. Case study: the journey to the USA and for education and settlement, and getting a profession also. Let us analyze the horoscope of an individual who moved to the United States a few years ago for his studies and is now a working professional there. This case perfectly illustrates the astrological principles of foreign settlement. It is the chart. It is the birth chart. I'll show. It is the birth chart. Please have a look. Ascendant is Taurus. Moon is in Virgo. Jupiter is in Libra. Rahu is in Scorpio. Mercury retrograde is in Capricorn. Venus, Sun, Saturn, Mars are in Aquarius. This is the picture of the horoscope of an Indian native who is now a working professional in US. See, from here, from Lagna, the 4th house is Leo. Sun, the lord of the house, has been aspecting the 4th house of domestic home and happiness in the domestic home. It is aspected by the sun, so it is a strong house since the house lord has been aspecting the house, but the house is badly afflicted by Saturn and Mars, two natural malefic planets. Sun, the fourth lord, is also afflicted. This gave him a push to go overseas. Since he is in USA, it is an overseas country. Because for going from India to USA, we require crossing seas. We have to cross over the seas. So USA is a overseas country for us, for Indians. Now, since he has crossed overseas, now we have to see whether his horoscope has potential for settling down in the overseas country, the USA, in the case of the native. Overseas is ruled by the 8th house. From Lagna, it is the 7th house, it is the 8th house. 8th house is Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. From 8th house, if we see the 4th house, it will be Pisces. Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter, who is the 8th lord. See, there is no affliction to the Pisces. Moon is aspecting Pisces. Moon is a natural benefic planet. Jupiter, the 4th lord, is also unafflicted. There is no affliction to Jupiter. Jupiter as the 8th lord has been aspecting the 12th house of foreign countries. So the native is likely to stay longer or settle down in abroad, since the 4th house from the 8th house, Sagittarius, is unafflicted, and 8th house is also unafflicted. 8th lord is also unafflicted. So this person will be successful in the overseas country. Now let us see, he had gone to US for pursuing his higher studies. From 8th house, the 5th house is Aries, ruled by Mars. From Lagna, the 5th house is Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Mars, who is the 5th lord from the 8th house of overseas, has been aspecting the 5th house from the Lagna, thereby linking knowledge, gathering of knowledge from overseas. Since Mars is the 5th lord of knowledge from the 8th house of overseas, who aspects the natal 5th house, means 5th house from the Lagna, thereby connecting, obtaining knowledge in the foreign countries. It clearly shows. The 9th house is the house of higher education. From 8th house, the 9th house is Leo. Sun is the Lord. From Lagna, the 9th house is Aquarius. Saturn is the Lord of 9th house, Aquarius, from the Lagna. So Sun and Saturn are together, showing higher education at the foreign land, means overseas. It is a perfect match. Now see whether he will get a profession in overseas. See, from Jupiter, the 8th Lord has been expecting the 10th house and the 10th Lord Saturn from the Lagna. 7, 8, 9, 10. Aquarius is the 10th house, and Jupiter as the 8th Lord of overseas has been expecting the 10th Lord and 10th house from the Lagna. So this native will get a profession, a placement in USA, and will survive there. See, Jupiter, 8th Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Through his 5th aspect has been expecting the natal 10th house and the 10th Lord as 8th Lord of overseas. So all the connection is, so all the links are fulfilled for foreign settlement. He is remaining happy in abroad. Also observing all the Hindu rituals, since he is a Hindu, puja, everything he is doing at his residence, as well as attending temples, Hindu temple, whatever available in his vicinity. He is a religious minded person. This native is a religious minded native, a pure Hindu person. Now we will proceed further. It is a complete horoscope. The horoscope has full promise for settlement abroad. It fulfills all the criteria of settlement overseas. It is overseas. It is not abroad. It is overseas. Since US needs crossing seas, we have to cross over the seas to reach US from India. So US is an overseas country for Indians from in the context of Vedic astrology. 8th house is the house of overseas. 12th house is the general house of foreign land or foreign country. Let us, whatever I have said, whatever I have explained in the horoscope, I will now repeat them. Let us delve deeper into the specific astrological placements that propelled this individual to a successful life in the United States. The push from home. The native's Taurus Lagna ascendant has its 4th house home in Leo, which is afflicted by both Saturn and Mars. The Lord of the 4th house, the Sun, is also afflicted by these same planets. This double affliction created a powerful astrological drive for the native to leave his home country, leading him to pursue a master's degree in the USA after his bachelor's degree in India. After completing bachelor degree, he went to US for master degree and has now got a placement. Means he has now become a working professional there. A happy stay abroad. In stark contrast, the potential for happiness abroad is clearly seen. The fourth house of happiness from the eighth house overseas is Pisces, unafflicted, ruled by an unafflicted Jupiter as the fourth lord from the eighth house of overseas. This signifies a content and happy life in the foreign country. Furthermore, Jupiter itself as the eighth lord positively influences the 12th house of foreign lands or countries. Here, Jupiter is in the 6th house, so it is aspecting the 12th house, Aries. Rahu's role, it is an important thing. Rahu, the natural significator of foreigners and foreign life, is also well placed and unafflicted, promising a positive quality of life abroad. If Rahu is afflicted, it will be difficult for a person to stay happy in a foreign country, and the native will come back to his domestic place. The Jupiter's connection. The natives moved to the USA occurred during Jupiter's Mahadasha. This is no coincidence, as the 8th house and its lord Jupiter, which signify overseas travel, are strong and unafflicted, facilitating the entire journey and stay in the USA of the native. Study abroad link. The chart shows a clear connection for education abroad. The 5th lord, education and knowledge, from the 8th house is Mars, who aspects the 5th house of the Lagna. Where the 5th house of Lagna? It is Virga. From Aquarius, the Mars, who is the 5th lord of knowledge and education, has been aspecting Virgo, which is the 5th house from the Lagna, linking knowledge with overseas. Additionally, the 9th lord, higher education, from the 8th house is the Sun, is conjunct with the 9th lord from the Lagna, Saturn. This powerful conjunction is also aspected by Jupiter as the 8th lord of overseas, solidifying the potential for higher studies overseas. Professional success. I have already narrated on the horoscope. I have already explained whatever I am now repeating in the horoscope. While in the horoscope, I have already explained. Professional success. The ability to find work abroad is also strongly indicated. The 10th house, profession, from the 8th house has its lord Mercury placed in the 9th house, signifying a career-oriented education overseas. Most importantly, Jupiter, as the 8th lord, directly aspects the 10th house, Aquarius, and its lord Saturn from the Lagna, creating a perfect astrological link between a profession and an overseas location. This horoscope perfectly illustrates the critical astrological conditions for a successful move abroad, from the initial push away from home to the ability to thrive professionally in a foreign land. Best wishes. I am Akul, astrological author, analyst, and researcher. My website is www.vaishnavamatastrology.com. Jai Hind. Thanks for watching.